All right, we're back, kids, and let's give a warm welcome to John Rapp, writer of Electromagnate, and also writer of Woman in the Mirror. John, is there anything else that you've done that I'm missing?
Well, that's the only stuff that's out, but 700 Nights that I'm working on now with Lou Manna.
Okay, Lou, we all know Lou Manna.
Very nice.
Buddy of ours. So 700 Nights.
700 Nights, which is about the 1565 Siege of Malta.
That's cool.
Really good.
Okay.
We're taking inspiration from Frank Miller's 300, not copying it, but inspired by it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be good.
Awesome. So could you tell us a little bit about what you have out right now?
Okay, Electromagnate is a 290-page graphic novel. It's sort of Ancient Aliens meets the tech Illuminati, if there's such a thing.
There is now.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's got these mythological characters from the past, and then it's got these modern people who are trying to control the world. They're trying to close this grid that's based on Tesla technology. And the last tower that they need is on the island of Malta, and that's where all the action takes place.
Mm-hmm. And what about Woman in the Mirror?
Woman in the Mirror is about an artificial intelligence living in a bathroom digital mirror that is insane and thinks that she can talk to the toothbrush and toothpaste and things like that.
That's that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
So now, how long have you been writing?
Well, I was writing novels for a while, but they weren't. I was finding like I had a blast writing them the first time, and then I hated editing them. And then when Blockbuster was closing a couple of years ago, I got Watchmen as a was on clearance there, the Watchmen graphic novel. Mm-hmm. And then I just got the idea.
You bought a graphic novel at Blockbuster?
Yeah, it was
really?
closing. It was the first graphic novel I ever bought, Blockbuster clearance sale. And I thought, you know what? Why am I writing novels? I'm gonna let me try getting someone to illustrate these things, and then I can proofread them quicker. Mm-hmm. So that's it. So I'm just I can't stop now. Mm-hmm. Now all those things that were going to be novels are now becoming graphic novels, and I'm enjoying it much more.
So you're doing it out of laziness? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm
is totally just kidding.
It is. I would enjoy creating the story once, and I was and then I have to read it 80 times to get it perfect. Mm-hmm. No, I want to flip through art and get that good.
So then what I'm getting out of what you're saying is that you're enjoying the collaboration.
Yeah.
Working with somebody else. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. And today you signed here all day long, pushing the books.
Yeah.
And I think you had a really great signing. How do you feel about it?
This is a great shop. I mean, there was people in here all day long. I was surprised. I didn't know. It was a great place to be, and everyone was having fun here, and it was great.
Very, very cool. Now, I mean, you said that you were a novelist, and then you went to graphic novels, but have you ever been a comic book fan at all before you picked up Watchmen, or was that your introduction?
Unfortunately, it was the introduction. I read them when I was younger.
What'd you read?
Spawn, I remember.
Uh-huh.
And another one was silly, but it was Simpsons Radioactive Man.
No, it's great stuff.
And then, I can't remember. I don't remember them all, but a lot of them were just some cousin had a comic book or something like that, and I just was reading it. So I wasn't collecting them.
All right, so it wasn't that you actively sought them. You picked up a book and you were like, "Oh my God, I need to read the next issue. I need to read the next issue."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like that.
So you had a cousin who was into it, and you basically read their stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So, as far as going into comic shops, that wasn't really something that you did very often.
Yeah, that was probably the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, I probably not. It probably seems weird, but I came to it through the writing. I should have been a fan, because now that I got into it, I started reading them as research. Now I can't go back to regular books. I know that some people say they read both, but I'm thinking I don't want to go back. If I see a book that it's available as both a text novel and as a graphic novel, I want the graphic novel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm hooked. You can get through it quicker. You can see the story, not just like have to read it. Like with the novel, they always have to say who's speaking, and they have to come up with like 50 different ways to phrase the thing so it doesn't sound repetitive. It's like, why do you need to waste like people's time describing that and then reading that? Just put like a speech bubble attached to the person who's speaking. So much easier.
So now, for you, that's it. You're gonna do graphic novels. You have no interest in writing novels any longer.
Yeah. But then I've got that like backlog of stuff to convert into graphic novels. So it's like it's a blast.
Now that you're starting to read more graphic novels, do you have any favorites?
Frank Miller, which I noticed that people, I read the comments online and supposedly people hate him. I don't.
No, he's a treasure.
I think he's awesome.
Any specific Frank Miller that besides 300?
Well, I read the Batman. I read the 300. I have that Martha Washington. I even have the what's the name of that one with the guy on the cover?
That's pretty big.
Sin City, Ronin.
You're right, Sin City. Oh, Ronin. Yeah, Ronin is that one I really like. No, but there's another one. Oh, Holy Terror.
Okay.
You heard of that one? That one's like supposed to be horrible, but I like it.
Did you ever read his run on Daredevil?
No, I want to get that one.
That's pretty much how everybody got to know Frank Miller. You should definitely check out his Daredevil run, without a doubt, if you're a fan.
And what's the Wolverine? I read his Wolverines, but I didn't read that. I'm gonna get it soon. That's probably the only one I don't have.
Okay.
What was that big prestige format one he did? Was it Bad Boy? I think it was with Sam Bisley.
Yeah.
That was another fun one too.
Any other creators that you enjoy?
I have some Alan Moore. I know that these are not like, you probably want some more obscure people.
Well, no, those are extremely famous writers.
Just want you to talk about where,
Who is that, what's his name, Milo Manara?
Yes.
That's right, that's another good one. I have, Mark Millar. But that's like, you say like Alan Moore, Frank Miller, Mark Millar, it's like really going out on an edge, But I was like, coming from a research perspective, I thought, let me start with the guys that like are big. So that's basically
they're big for a reason,
Exactly.
They continually reinvent the genre, so shame.
You couldn't pick up tips from anybody better.
And a new Mark Miller series starts today, Empress, which we're out of already.
Yeah.
So now you're self-publishing?
Yeah.
So how's that process going?
I think it's great. You just upload a PDF and click a couple of buttons, and then you can order the books. So.
And the quality's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The book's beautiful. Electromagnate's gorgeous.
Thanks. So print on demand, that's. I've heard people say it's going to be the future for independent. I don't know. Maybe that's just like marketing spin, but it seems good to me because you don't have to order 3,000 books.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can order like 10 books.
No, definitely. It definitely helps. If you got yourself a table at a convention and you feel like, all right, I feel confident enough. I'm going to move 25 books, and you can print out 25 books.
Yeah.
And you can afford to do it. I think to always just remember is your bottom line, But when did you first print Electromagnate?
Weeks ago. Maybe like...
Really?
January 23rd. I remember because it's 1, 2, 3. Like, that's the date that I officially, uploaded it and it was available for printing. I had it digital. It's been on Comixology for about a year, but the full combined graphic novel, it's just been available for print since late January.
Now, did you have to find somebody to do lettering? And
I did the lettering.
Okay.
And that was a conscious decision because I write the scripts for the artists to work with, which are mostly panel layouts, and half of it's like placeholder text, placeholder dialogue. Then when I get the pages back and I do the lettering, then I think, of the coolest possible, ways to do the dialogue.
Yeah.
And switch to that.
Okay. And then as far as editing, that's all you. And
I send the editing to a freelancer because I don't want to have like embarrassing mistakes.
right,
But then when they send it back, they'll like over edit it because they're trying to make it all like correct. And I'm thinking, no, some of this stuff is intentional, and I leave it in. But I, sometimes I catch typos and like using the wrong there, and definitely want to catch those.
so now how long did it take you to go from talking to an artist and getting Electromagnate in your hand?
It was about 2.5 years. And
2.5 years.
Yeah, it was every single day. It shouldn't. I didn't think it was going to be that much. It was like, because it's 290 pages, so it was like every night for 2+ hours working on that thing.
Yeah.
Either writing scripts, having conversations with the artist, checking the art, because you have to check it. You have to check the rough. You have to check the ink. You have to check the color. You have to check everything. It's like,
Yeah.
and then you have to go through the costumes, and they're all consistent. So anyway, it ended up being a lot more work than the novel would have been, but it was a lot more enjoyable.
So how long did character design take for you?
The characters, I had ideas in my head, so I can't say when I started, like thinking of them, but it probably would take a month from when I first talked to the artist till I had the characters designed with like psychological profile and costume and how they're going to look. And for the most part, they didn't morph. I don't know if that's like a good or bad sign, but I had the characters 2.5 years ago, and they were the same people when the book was printed.
Now, as far as it, I can imagine being a writer, and then you're sending somebody your idea of who a character is, and then they send you back that first sketch, and were there a lot of times where they were miles away from what you thought? You know what I mean? And then you had to bring them back to, your original idea of the character, or were there times when they sent you a sketch and you were like, oh my God, this is actually kind of better than what I envisioned?
I think that they were pretty good. Maybe I gave them too much instruction, but I was giving them like references, like use this person as a model, give him this haircut, give him this costume, and I even was giving them like use this background. So I was getting back art that was pretty much what I was asking for. But now that I think about it, maybe I shouldn't have given them such clear instructions. Maybe I would have gotten back. Like, maybe I should have let them use their creativity.
Yeah, I mean, in talking to a lot of other writers who are doing stuff for the first time, a lot of them have felt very similarly to what you're saying, in the sense that, letting the artist have the breath to do, what they do. So, I mean, what would you do differently now in the future than what you did the first time around?
Well, I can tell you on 700 Nights, I'm doing different. I'm doing the layouts. Like, I'm telling them, like, I'm creating pages. Okay. The first time I created a script, and it would say this panel, this panel, this panel. And they would, like, put the panels wherever they want. So, now on the second book, they're sending back the panels, and I'm rearranging them. I'm, like, cutting. They're sending back the page. And instead of just sending it to the colorist or the inker, I'm cutting it up and putting the panels, the sizes that I want and the space that I want, and sometimes even extending the art to put the room for the lettering that I want. So I'm basically taking more control, even though I was just saying, in the characters. I could have been maybe giving them more room, but in practice, I'm taking more control. Mm-hmm. So maybe I should experiment with giving the artist more control. Yeah.
I mean, you're an artist. They're an artist. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah. So that's your next project. So now you said you wrote several novels, and are you preparing those to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm converting some of them to scripts. A couple of them are with artists already. Neanderthal Rising and Sharks on a Train are with artists right now.
Sharks on the Train sounds really interesting. What's that about? Give us the background on Sharks on the Train.
Well, it's actually all of these books are in the Electromagnate comic book universe.
Oh, okay.
So the technology in Electromagnate to create these holograms by using the magnetic polarity on Earth as like a giant computer program, that's actually, I mean, it doesn't, I guess I already gave it away, but that's how the sharks are on the train. That's
Right.
like a mini version of that same technology.
Okay.
So in Electromagnate, they're trying to cover the entire Earth, but in Sharks on Train, which is set in the past, they're like just taking over that train with that technology.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a Facebook, anything that?
Right now, I just have Twitter.
And what's your Twitter handle?
John Rapp, JOHNRAP.
At John Rapp.
Yep.
Okay. And you're from Staten Island, which is always a wonderful thing.
Local. Keep it local.
And do you have, now that you have your first one published,
Yeah.
you did Woman in the Mirror, you're working on your next one, do you have any advice to anybody who's just starting the process, who's listening right now, that you know, go for it?
I absolutely do. You have to turn on the computer every day and make some type of progress. My goal was always one page, whether that was one page of script, one page of editing, one page of lettering, one page. Sometimes the page was just, forwarding it from the, penciler to the colors. But I had to do something every day, and because I felt like I kept the project moving that way.
Right.
And then there would be days where I only got one thing done, but then there were other days where I got a lot done.
Yeah.
Like an amazing amount. So I think you just have to commit to always doing something. Like
Right.
Every day you got to do something. Mm-hmm. And maybe some days you get a lot done.
Yeah. Depending on the day.
Right. Yeah.
You have kids?
Yeah.
So does that make it that much harder for you to get? Do you do a lot of work at night when they're asleep?
Yeah, that's exactly when I do it.
Yeah.
It's at night. And I have a job in Manhattan, so I get home and then, I log in usually at 9 would be great, 10 sometimes. Sometimes I don't log in until midnight,
Yeah.
But I try to get a couple hours done.
How many times have you gone to work the next day with an hour's sleep?
No, not on the comics. The comics is good because I can pace myself. When I used to do videos, that was a problem. I was up
Videos?
I was up till 4 a.m. editing.
What do you mean videos, though?
I used to do cartoon animations.
Oh, really?
And that turned out to be too much work, and I gave that up. But you would think you were done, and then you had 4 hours left. So it was like never finishing.
Yeah.
So with the comics, I can cut it up into pages. That's how comics work. Each page has 10 stages. So one page, one stage per day, and I feel like I can sleep then. That's the plan.
No, yeah, man, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, John.
Going forward, what plans do you have for promotion? Are you going to do any conventions or?
I got to figure that out.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
Have you done any cons?
And not yet.
Okay.
I want to.
Yeah.
I will.
Cons are a good thing. It's you're in front of a lot of people, and people passing by. Everybody's excited about being there, and so
Yeah,
that's a
definitely
good
gonna
plan,
do that.
without a doubt.
And there's a lot of smaller ones too in Jersey that you could probably get tables at.
Yeah, I should do that.
No, definitely. But John, thank you so much for coming, man. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
spending the day. And best of luck. Thank you so much, John Rapp. Check out Electromagnate, graphic novel, Woman in
Available
the
at the
Mirror.
shop.
We got them all here at the shop. Come on by.